a new look for the defense, but it's still defense first in Denton, Texas.
This is what happens when you shoot 77% from.
That brought in 13 new players in Division I. They've won 7 of their last 9. Tulsa, 25 regular season wins.
Sometimes it's just space to be able to operate, not just to shoot. But the quick hands for North Texas.
Dylan Arnett spins and turns and gets. Robinson came over from.
Right now, and this is just what you have to do. You need to put a lineup together. You need to put a group together and compete. And I gotta say, what Coach Robinson's done this, you need a roster. So you bring guys that you are familiar with you and you build upon something. You instill an identity on this program that is also consistent with in year one.
I don't know if it quite qualifies as rest versus rust, but in our first quarterfinal, you had T, which had a resounding win against FAU last night, look sharp in the opening moments.
What I really like about this North Texas team, and they're just tough defensively, but when they get good stops, they attack. And this is exactly the game we're talking about and expect to see from North Texas.
Cole
get
Franklin.
A stop and roll.
To Riley. Shot clock winding down. No. Offensive rebound. And it's Barron who picks it up. He can't get.
As they ramp up their defense, it really opens up the game for North Texas.
Dylan Arnett passes it down low again, and that's where they've
physicality on the surface, but underneath at the core, this is toughness. This is what this program's all about.
Another turnover, David Terrell at the rim again.
You can yell and scream at guys the way you used to, and Coach Robinson's got a great approach. Coach Conkle the same.
Here in Alabama.
No doubt. My hand is up. I think he makes them better. I think he brings a versatility that makes them dangerous with Texas.
He had 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks in their second-round win against FAU. There's the first bucket.
Tulsa can get hot quickly.
Golden Hurricane make 10.5 threes per game. That's best in the American. Here's Hammer on cue.
Second half, 2 days in a row for Charlotte. And a new net.
Green, Lawal, again. The Troy transfer gets it out to Green. Left-handed 3, too strong. And here come the Mean Green in transition again. The step through Stevens. Fast break points for North Texas out to an early Baker's dozen lead. Here's Popola, and he can knock down threes with touches nothing but air. Popola grabs the rebound.
I think if you're North Texas, you're starting to give up some shots here. Here's another one. You do not.
Franklin, here's Hammer. Too strong. And it's grabbed by Schmeichel. Here's Rigsby. In transition for 2.
Positions, but positionless basketball is where it's going.
Hammer working on Romad Dean. No whistle.
Early and settling for jump shots, and it's played into the hands of Tulsa.
Lawal off to us.
Tulsa getting back into this. North Texas hasn't been able to find it on the offensive end because they haven't gotten stops. There you go.
And there's David Terrell from nearly halfway gone by in the first half. And they'll have a chance to add to that lead now. Great outlet from Shackelford to Terrell. Going right at the rim. Ready. And we're only halfway through the first half. Team basketball from the Mean Green. Riley off the mark. 3 in and out. And a turnover. Rigsby. And they're going to count that back. Bounce pass, Shackelford, another bucket for Shackelford, another bucket for the big man. This ties the largest lead, and then Tyler Beeren. Here he is from the corner. Stevenson, why not? Feeds a big man. But beacon of 8, counting down to 8 minutes to go. Here's Barron. And he turns it over. Here comes the big man. Leave him alone and he'll dunk it. Barron off the mark on the 3-ball. Mean Green want to keep running.
In John Shire, and he understands how to move the different pieces, whatever he's got available.
Averaging 17.2 points per game this season. Had 21 and 19 in the 2 games against the Golden Hurricane.
Principles.
Robinson for three, off the
Press with the basketball, you got to get it out.
Here's Rigsby for three, got it.
On Brand.
Shackelford, back cut. Good offense. North Texas getting contributions from seldom used players, getting a ton of points in the paint, and getting two more there. And last year, that's the 6th largest increase in wins in Division I basketball. Nice
Team throughout that spurt because of their defense. When you develop as a defender, you understand the options that you need to take away or the options you want to limit.
score for this Golden Hurricane club. 7 on the timer. And it's been a good first half for my...
Just is like, yo, cut it out. And then you put them on notice. But they're both involved.
That happened with you and Joe quite often, I would imagine.
But they've got to create some better opportunities in transition and open space. That's where North Texas got this lead.
Green has been neutralized, but there's...
Offensively, now you have an opportunity to close the half out strong.
Terrell Stevenson was all alone. Terrell didn't see him, and he doesn't hit the... An 88% free throw shooter. His shooting numbers this season are Steph Curry-esque. 49% from the field, 30...
But still, Tulsa just not really able to find it shooting the basketball, and it allows North Texas to kind of take their time, get in the attack mode offensively. Back set, see the ball, and establish that toughness in the half court.
As a team, the Mean Green only shoot it at a 69% clip. The one more, Barnsdale. Can't find the bottom. Saved by Barron, and David Green finally gets it.
Good offense, and if you haven't been able to really create it with consistency.
And the starters for Tulsa haven't really done much in the first half, but all of a sudden, no, Tyler Barron's in Tulsa playing for the Golden.
Yeah, look, 4 years of service. He's not a seasoned veteran because he didn't play that much, but he's a seasoned.
Yet to knock down a field goal in the second half. The lead has been trimmed to 5. Up and under for Cole Franklin.
They do everything with urgency, and that's what gives them an edge.
When you combine those two categories, steals and blocks, they've got 9 of them compared to just 1 for No look. Here's Barron. Now Riley for 3.
It's chasing.
Knocked away Popola. He's got it, gives it up. And David Green uses the left hand off the window.
This is that an answer.
No one's played more games decided by 4 or fewer than these Mean Greens, so they are comfortable in this. 8 points in the second half for Cole Franklin. And now Terrell back the other way. The momentum is shifting in the favor of the Golden Hurricane. North Texas comes right back with some bite. Popola's got...
Now you have to scramble, and it leads to an open 3 in the corner.
Here's Hammer. Nice move from Buddy Hammer.
They could really make life miserable for some teams.
I sometimes fear that Iowa State does not have enough offense.
Great. To 10-point lead, you want to take this to 12, 14, 16 if you can by the under 12, and then find ways to pull away.
Daniel Robinson didn't want any part of it.
When you talk to a player, he's getting ready to check in. They don't stop and let anybody check in on a dead ball. And they don't challenge, and it leads to an and 1.
12 points in the second half. He runs the point for Eric Conkle's Golden Hurricane. Catch and release. Popola for 3. Bounce pass, back cut. Popola for 3. Short that time. Offensive rebound by Schmeichel. Now Green knocks down a triple. And little by little, those shooting numbers have climbed up. For the best shooting team in this conference, they're now at 43% from
the music started. We started the music and played different music along the way. It's hard to figure it out and shoot a high percentage.
Rigsby found the seam. I feel like North Texas could really use Jay-Sean Stevenson to get into takeover mode. He only has 4 points in this game, but Colts
For the Mean Green, fresh legs. It's amazing what that does.
another former Cyclone, Demarion Watson. Catch and release for three.
I think fresh legs changed the game for North Texas, though.
They lead by 5. Power move from Dave. That's Popola's specialty. Instead, he goes into the low block and throws it away. Good pass up ahead for Terrell. Took down 4th-seeded UAB.
I'd love to see Tulsa get back to that baseline action because there are options if they don't get exactly what they want. Stretch, you need to have good action that sets your guys up and at least creates a chase by the defense.
And David Green, too strong on the guarded 3. And UNT comes away with it. And they look to run every chance they get. Stevenson
Out of position, you foul. And when you're a team that wants to play with intensity on defense and you're tired, it's trouble. Guys that tend to have the ball in their hands, defensively, you've got to be locked in. They have struggled to score. They just seeped all North Texas early. We had a couple stops, start, all that. At the half, it was all North Texas, but Tulsa has been in much more control in the offensive end.
Conference in scoring this year, first in the conference in steals. Jay-Sean Stevenson now has 8 points.
To get to the foul line, but you also want to get to the bonus. Only 6 fouls on Tulsa right now, so being aggressive is your friend.
So that's the second call in this second half that has gone in favor of the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. And in a game this close, short. And that's a telltale sign of a tired ball player.
Because now you got to go with numbers.
Stevenson, no whistle. Texas, conversely, 285 in the country.
And North Texas going small, bringing in Hammer. You've got to be fed.
Work to do if they want to make it 5 of the last 6. Riley found the seam. They missed the free throw. Stevenson, spin move, pretty. Jay-Sean Stevenson. 5 points or fewer. That's #1 in the nation. They're in another one right now with the semifinals on the line, and they tie it up. Scoreless in this game. Cut and bucket. Here, 41% from 3-point range, first in the conference from the free throw line. And you are correct, sir. Nevertheless, down just 3.
Not to mention
Free throws coming.
The entire conference season. It's the first to you. They wear you down differently. You could say you get comfortable with them. I would tell you I'm 10 times more tired.
You think it's a cumulative effect?
I do.
Stevenson goes to the line. 15 points. He's perfect from the stripe today. And he remains that way. Fantastic job.
I don't envy them.
There were a couple of missed calls today, at least from our vantage point. And get a decent shot off.
North Texas doesn't have any timeouts either, so right now you got to pull over whoever you can. You got to get your best in the game. First through an attack is the good move. I think both teams are probably going to spend some time at the free throw line.
And a game high for #10 in white, the junior out of Las Vegas.
I think he's been really good, but I think he's been even better on the defensive end.
About 24 hours.
Hey guys, you tired? Here's Kenyon Giles. Here's Will Bird.
19 for Jay-Sean Stevenson. Tied again at 77. Riley on.
And he's good at it. That's a skill.
Jay-Sean Stevenson, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. 9. Wichita State sitting back and smiling at this one. Whoever survives.
Feels like every possession is one to survive.
Here's Terrell. And Terrell continues. his stellar afternoon. 14 for 14 from the free throw line.
This game almost has the feel of like either team is like, yeah, we'll score as much as third. He was very good for them today.
And Tyler Riley.
Gonna need every one of them.
And he got both of those. 5 on the timer. Riley looking for an open man. Popola forced it up.
Make defenders work. It wears you out.
Barnstable for 3! Overtimes to get to 86. That is a tip of the cap. North Texas has got to go. They need 2 buckets. Hammer for 3. Yes! If memory serves, it might have been the only three-pointer in overtimes, plural.
His 3. His free throws are huge. There he goes.
Barnstable, 11 years. And anything's possible in March. But advancing, that's what the number 3 seed has just done. It took